she used a word that rhymes with lag bag a lot. Do you use that word? Or is that word
glad bag?
Glag bag.
Glad bag.
Glag bag.
I draw the line of colostomy bag.
I'm making the rhyme better. More close.
Greg, are you having a seizure?
No, I just don't want
glag,
to
glag, 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 glag.
Matt, the word is apparently now.
Matt, who can get to Greg the fastest? Because obviously there's a problem. We need to resolve it.
Someone called 912 for Greg.
A glag bag is what they give you on the airplane. So
my
goodness. Into the bag if you get nauseous.
Is he still talking?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's still going. Welcome to another edition of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker on this August 3rd, 2022. This is going to be a very, 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 very special episode, as our guest is publicist extraordinaire Eileen Shapiro, and our client for today is Chum Bucket List. So everybody should pay attention to that.
Behold, trapped in a hellscape of their own invention, socially unaware old white men bound by the pretense of being fake lawyers yet knowing no law, no exquisite Latin terminology, they are inexplicably compelled to quibble over minutia, squabble over triflings, and bicker like those who value their backyards far too highly without even knowing the difference between an easement and an alleyway. At this very moment, you have entered the heart of the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Let's get started.
This August, Quentin Tarantino and Netflix is proud to present a new documentary, Akira Lipschitz, The Hebrew Warrior. The unlikely but true story of a man trapped between two worlds, trained in the deadly arts of ninjutsu by his Japanese father. Akira found his mother's work in the Yiddish theater more compelling, which led him to become one of the most promising young comedians of the Weimar Republic. When the Nazis took power, he realized it was no laughing matter. He went underground, and with his nunchakas made of 2 Torah scrolls and his throwing stars of David, he undertook an unrelenting war against the Axis powers behind enemy lines. His hybrid Hebrew-Japanese encrypted messages to the Allies confounded the best codebreakers in Germany, and his fatal practical jokes knocked him dead in Japan. He short-sheeted an imperial general so severely that he died of asphyxiation. He burnt down the SS headquarters with a lit font. His modified joy buzzers electrocuted dozens of stormtroopers. Akira Lipschitz, The Hebrew Warrior, only on Netflix this fall.
I can't wait.
Sounds good.
This Akira Lipschitz.
Yeah.
Guys half Japanese, half Jewish.
Okay.
You get that part?
No.
So half Jewish American princess, half Jewish.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Eileen, hopefully you don't take that badly. Greg can be a racist sometimes.
I'm a Jewish American princess.
There's nothing racist about that. He's a great hero. He's a Jewish Japanese hero.
Okay.
And it's a true story. I didn't make it up. It's a documentary.
Okay, well, good. At least it's a true story.
I like your story.
It's not racist if it's true.
You know what it is?
Story.
It's
Greg,
not racist
Greg,
if it's true.
You know what it is? It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Stupid.
Well, I'm a stupid man. Stupid is as stupid does.
All right. Well, let's talk to our guest, Eileen Shapiro. I'm going to just read a blurb that she has here. Began her literary voyage by writing for the science fiction publication called the Star Trek Giant Poster Book, which led to her writing a best-selling official book called the Star Trek Medical Reference Manual, or in this case, it's spelled Manuel, so it's a medical reference Hispanic helper, distributed via Ballantine Books. Now she writes many celebrity interviews and cover features. She's distributed throughout the East Coast and writes for over 50 publications, and is a publicist who's gotten as many guests on our particular show, and has finally agreed to to abuse us on our time. So, Who wants to ask Eileen the first question, Greg?
I ask, is Diana Ross as much of a huge bitch as everyone says she is?
The funny story, because I have another interview with her shortly. So right now, you know what? She was good. She didn't like her answers were really short, but she was nice. She was nice.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to remember something. When people want to be interviewed, they're usually really, really nice. You know,
Yeah.
power of the press. Yeah.
And also was
She was.
Annie Lennox kind of nuts? She a little nutty?
Annie Lennox was less nuts than anybody I've ever interviewed in my life. She was so down to earth, and I was so disappointed because I was hoping she'd be nuts. But she was so down to earth and so professional. I was like, oh no. Anyway.
You were hoping she'd come out in a Napoleon outfit with her hand in her shirt. But no such luck.
No,
I also want to ask,
Nope.
if you don't mind me asking one more question, is for those guys to do is the Star Trek Medical Reference Manual. Is this how it's
It's
what is it
Manuel.
exactly?
It's reference Manuel, Greg.
Yeah, what is? I can't remember.
All right.
Is it actually like as if you were in the 25th century, or whenever Star
Yes.
Trek takes place?
Yes. And it has all the anatomy of Vulcans and all them creatures, and it has you know the in chemistry, that chart that you look at that has like I don't know how
periodic
many
table of
elements, but this one has, that one. Well, this has like double those elements, and it has
yeah.
first aid for a Vulcan. It's cool. It's a cool book.
Well, you have the
And
anatomy
all
of
the
a Vulcan,
medical-
so just out of curiosity. So how do Vulcans procreate?
Well,
If you have the anatomy of a Vulcan.
let's just say this way, okay? They're way bigger than any human. Mm-hmm.
They're kneecaps.
Wait, I'm a size
Really?
queen. I'm a size queen, so you know.
She's a size queen. How do you define size queen?
I don't know how far can I go.
You can go as far as you
10
need to
inches
go.
and up. 10 inches and up.
Ooh, that's a heavy load.
Uh-huh.
So I also want to ask, would your book teach me how to check the prostate of a Klingon?
Yes. Yes, it
If
would.
I had to.
If you had to.
Yeah.
Look, there's an emergency situation where you
Absolutely.
need to check the prostate of a Klingon.
Well, you know what? The last Star Trek movie that came out, okay, they actually used my book as a reference.
Really? Like one of the ones with Chris Pine?
Yeah, 'cause I interviewed the director, and he goes, "Oh my God, thank God for your book." And I was like, "What book?" So yeah, he actually used the book as a reference.
When did
Was there
you
a
write
scene-
that book?
I was like 16 or something.
Oh, so this is a long time
It was a while.
ago. It's like at least
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
ago.
I was going to say,
Was there
like,
a scene-
5
At
years
least.
ago?
It was a while. It was like 30 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. It was a long time ago. But
Was there a
You
scene
know
in the
what?
new
It
Star
was
Trek
fun.
movie where Klingons prostrate was inspected?
well, there
I miss that
was
scene?
a scene in the movie where they had to like do something with with either a Klingon or a Vulcan. A Vulcan. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, Dr. McCoy had to find some kind of Vulcan shit or whatever. Yeah, that was true.
What's it called when a Vulcan has a vulva?
What?
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
A Vulcan?
I was thinking somebody would have an
Vul-
answer to that.
A Vulcan.
You know what?
I don't know.
The very sad thing is I only did male anatomy, so
Well,
So it's not a
16-year-old girl.
full
That's the way it
service medical manual then. It's only for
no, it doesn't really have like
just like a sexist manual is what it was. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, in the new movies, wasn't Spock dating Uhura?
Your horror.
Yes.
Uhura, whatever her name is. But, yeah. The one that's like, there's somebody on the phone.
Oh, Laura, and yes, he was,
See?
and
That was where
And
that was
then
where her her book came into play. They said, "Oh, these two are compatible. Otherwise, no."
Because
and
Uhura is a
George
size
Takei
queen.
was gay.
hmm
Mhm.
He likes
Exactly, and George Takei was gay. So there you go.
In the movie.
Well,
No, in real life.
both.
Well, actually, he wasn't in the recent movies, was he, George Takei?
No.
Or is it Takei?
As a young guy, he was. Well, he wasn't, but his character was as a young
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And he gets off the ship, and you see his daughter meet him, and then he hugs his husband, and that was a big deal. George Takei was actually really mad. He was really mad because he didn't think the movie should be written that way, because it wasn't originally. Gene Roddenberry didn't want it that way, didn't write it that way, so he didn't think it should be that way. But it was.
Well,
that's not because he's so out and proud, George Takei.
With Gene Roddenberry
I know.
in the 60s didn't write the fact that he was a gay character, and so somehow that's not canon? Or was
The
George
director
just...
wrote it in.
You heard it here first, everybody.
George Takei didn't come out till later in life. But
George was being a drama queen.
He did.
That's what George was doing.
he was a
Gene
drama size
Roddenberry
queen,
was
is
a
what it was.
homophobe. We're breaking the news story.
Well, he's dead now, so
That's
you
why
can do
I
a
can
whole
say without
documentary
fear-
on that, Greg.
Without fear of slander. I
It'll
can
be
say
an
that.
it'll be an interview documentary where they only talk to you about how Gene Roddenberry is
My gut feeling.
homophobic.
exactly.
His gut is covered with sweat. So, Eileen, I want to say I greatly appreciate all of the people you've sent our way, and I'm curious to how you've gone about collecting these. It's a varied group of clientele. I mean, from Leland Sklar, who's performed on 20,000 tracks, to Stephen Perkins, who's the drummer for Jane's Addiction, to Kenny Aronoff, who's one of the most prolific drummers in the
It's a
music
murderer's
world,
row, if you will.
And
Of
it's
talent.
to an extent. How did that come about from doing a Star Trek manual?
well, so after the Star Trek manual, I was a journalist, and then I stopped for a while. I had a lot of kids, and then I was a journalist again. And I started I always wanted to interview Adam Ant, so I figured the more people I interviewed, the more likely he's going to let me interview him.
Now,
So
when
I
was it
started
that you started
collecting
hunting? When did you start hunting for Adam Ant? What year was that?
2013.
Oh, so not that long ago. So about 9
No,
years ago.
not
Okay.
that long. Mhm. So I started. It took me 6 years to get the interview, but that's okay. So in between that, I wrote another book called Precious Little Devils, and Jimmy Starr had me on his show, and we became good friends. And then we saw what publicists charged people for our services, to be on Jimmy's show or to get an interview from me. I appeared on Jimmy's show. We became friends. And one day he said, all of these people are like charging their clients to be on our shows and to be interviewed by you. I said, well, why don't we open a PR company? Because we have more contacts than anybody. And within a month, we had like 10 clients, including Scott Page from Pink Floyd and Stephen Perkins. And if you're good, word gets around. I guess we're good because we're.
But not good at connecting her camera
No.
to Wi-Fi.
What part of the world is Eileen in?
Eileen is in the New York part of the world.
Oh,
is where
like
she
in
is.
where they have internet.
I think she's in Long Island.
Long
I am.
Island?
Yeah.
Oh,
I am.
okay.
I am right
Yeah.
in the back of the middle of Long Island.
Oh, now you sound perfect, and your face is actually moving in time with your head,
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
which is normal for people
Or
generally.
chase it.
She's never normal. Trust me.
So can I have a question. Of all of your clients, who was the biggest cock as a size queen? You're an expert.
Okay, that's very easily answered. That happens to be Kenny Arnold.
Oh, the guy who's the drummer for John Cougar.
Yeah, you could ask him. He'll tell you the same thing.
He's measured it against all of your other clients. He's like, guys, come on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a
Look.
drumstick. It's a
Totally the
drumstick length
biggest.
one.
Totally the biggest. But Stephen Perkins says he is as well. But I think Kenny's bigger. I cruised them both, and I'm going to say Kenny.
You
Yeah.
cruised them. Now, what does that exactly mean? You cruised
It means,
them.
okay, so in gay terms, because I have a house in Cherry Grove, I write for the gayest magazine, so 99% of my friends are gay. So cruise means you look at a guy's package without letting him know. And if you practice it, you usually get it right. You know, it takes a little practice, but you know, I've been
Wow.
doing.
All right, so you didn't accidentally brush up against them. That was kind of what I was.
No, I don't
wondering.
have to do that. I could tell from far now.
Do you think I could learn how to cruise a woman and tell how tight her vagina is by looking at it through her pants?
No,
It doesn't work.
but I'd like to see you try.
I'd be in jail.
Yeah, you would be. You would be definitely in jail.
You would be in jail.
I'd just
You're
be
like-
bending over, looking closely at women's crotches.
I'm just trying to tell.
I'm just cruising you.
This
Come
is
on.
scientific. This is a scientific study I'm doing right
No
now.
biggie.
That's right.
Exactly.
Don't reject these advances.
You'd
So-
be in jail.
So, who is the hardest client of yours to get?
The
hardest one to
doctor
get-
is say,
No,
Who's the
Greg,
hardest
that's where your mind is right now. I'm asking other questions.
"That's
You know
Katie's
what?
turn."
They all came to us, so I don't know. None
Oh.
of them were hard. I have hard clients. I mean, difficult clients, but I don't really have. I mean, they all came to us. We
Okay.
didn't really seek them. I mean, they just appeared. So
So,
the
so
only
G-
one I actually tried to get was Scott, but
Okay.
it took exactly 15 minutes. So maybe Scott. I don't know.
so 50 minutes is all it takes to get Scott.
Yeah,
Okay. He's a pretty
Yeah.
personable guy. I remember we interviewed him a
he's
while
great.
back.
He's great. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, you had the best rates in town, right? Because you didn't charge as much as the other PR agents. Is
Correct, and we still don't. We did have the best rates in town. We do have the best rates in town, and we probably do the most for our clients in life.
But aren't you in
Just-
two different towns, though?
Yeah, we're on both ends of the world.
So-
One's in Palm Springs, one's in New York, which is me. So we own the world.
So you definitely have the best rates in Long Island, but is it the best rates in Palm Spring too? I mean,
It's probably better rates in Palm Springs. So yeah.
so who's the client you want to get that you haven't been able to get?
Adamant.
Oh, but you
But
have
you
like
know
one
that.
of his guys is on your roster, right? Like his bass
Yeah,
player
we
or
do
something.
we do PR for Will. Hmm.
Okay. And recently, did you pick up Eric Roberts as a client?
No, what
Oh.
I did, we had my friend, another PR girl, Holly, had him, and she asked. He came to New York to do a preview of his movie, so she asked me to do the event. We do each other favors.
I was
But
so
he's very
hoping
nice.
that we could get Eric Roberts through you, but I guess. That's...
You might be able to. I have his contact.
Oh, that'd be
Holly
cool.
shares. I share. You know, we share. I
He-
could try.
One of his gigs is one of the most prominent memories I have from a movie is from Pope of Greenwich Village when he goes, "Charlie, they took my thumb, Charlie." So I want to see if I can get him to
They
recreate
took
it.
my dumb?
Thumb,
Oh, thumb.
thumb.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
You know the thing that you use to check Klingons' prostates with, Greg.
Exactly.
Take my dumb.
Brendan is being very quiet today. Brendan, do you got any questions you want to ask Eileen at all?
Otters don't talk a lot.
Well, I was thinking, and I'm sort of adjusting to my new place. I don't want to, blow my new roommates out. But what was the fascination with Adam Ant? Like, I mean, other than he's Adam Ant, but I mean, were you a big fan of the music? How long did the obsession last? Tell us a little bit about it. You wrote a book about it. I mean,
Yeah,
I did.
because you didn't look for him till 10 years ago.
right.
Yeah,
Which is,
but-
I thought it was going way back. So
Yeah, way past Adam Ant's heyday, where he's like now Adam
Back.
like Carpenter Ant.
No, I always loved Adam Ant since the 80s, since the 70s when he first came out, and then he disappeared for 17 years. He just disappeared, and then he reappeared. And at that point, I was like, he was very different. I don't know what the obsession is really. I like his music for sure.
mhm.
He's hot, and they cruised him. One of the above. So he's also a very, 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 very nice man. He's a very gentle, sweet, kind man as well. And he
When
kisses good.
reappeared, is that when he was on Northern Exposure? Was that his reappearance? Remember he used to
He did act for a while. You know what? I mean, that was one of his new looks. Now he's even different. And he's still filling up stadiums. Matter of fact, I'm going to see him in September in England. Hmm.
a huge Adam Ant fan, and it seemed that Adam Ant was like him and Sting and Billy Idol. I think millions of 13-year-old girls across their country had their first orgasm in those guys. Like every girl I know, it's either
Totally.
just
Totally.
They were so sexy, those guys, and all these teenage girls were just getting moist and dewy, looking at their
Totally.
Moist and dewy.
And then Matt asked me why I'm being quiet. I don't know how to respond to any of that in a public area, you know?
You just say right on.
I only ever knew like one song from Adam Ant, and that was Goody Two Shoes.
Yeah, of course.
He was kind of like out of my realm of.
Is that Eileen?
And the Ants is fucking great. All their albums I love. I loved them as a teenager too. Not as much as you liked Adam Ant, but
Okay.
he was pretty hot. But yeah, the first album was pretty punky. They were a great punk band.
Yeah.
They got more wavy and pirate.
Hey, we've just been Zoom bombed by Ike Avelli.
That just happened.
Oh, put it
Yeah, you
right
can't
on
see
right
it.
now.
I want to see that beautiful face. Where is it? I don't see it.
Put on Ike right now.
You have to do some scrolling to see it, Greg.
I
I'll
can't see.
tell you-
I can't
I'll
seem
tell
to
you
find
what.
my name.
I'll tell you what, you need to tell them about our cab experience.
Well,
Do you have
hold
an
on.
experience with cabbage?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you quite clearly.
Well, I just want to make sure that I am completely 100% ready for Eileen in the most masculine way I can be.
Get over it, Ike.
He's
Is your
got-
Tell
dick
them
big
about
enough,
the
Ike?
taxi cab.
Are you pretending
Did you
to-
cruise Ike as well, Eileen? That's what I
Of
want to know.
course.
Eileen,
He was one of my teachers. Are you kidding me?
Eileen and I have a special relationship.
And a history.
Yeah, a herstory.
Yes.
For a second, I thought you said antihistamine, and that made no sense at all. So
I needed it right after I was with Eileen. Trust me.
didn't say that. Well, this is a very special episode. We didn't even mention this, but last weekend, literally just 4 days ago, Greg and Brendan and I, we all drove from Portland, Oregon to Boise, Idaho to go
Boise.
watch Ike Avelli's show 50 Shades of Gay, which was a 6.5 hour drive one way. And
Was he any
obviously-
good? Was it worth it?
Yeah. It was delightful.
Did you
Delightful.
cruise him?
No, I don't know. I didn't know how. Now I'm going to try.
Yeah,
try
I will say Greg did an amazing Britney Spears.
He did. He did do a very good Britney Spears. I was impressed.
I miss you.
I have no idea how much we talked about you this weekend. I miss you too.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
doing in that place where they live?
What happened?
I said, what are you doing in that place where they live?
I am going everywhere I can, Eileen. I'm trying to expose myself.
Oh, honey, I exposed you many times.
Yeah, that's why I had to get out of New York City because there's nothing left for us there.
There you go.
I miss you, Eileen, so much.
I miss you too. Oh my God. When
We-
you
we will
coming
get
back to New
together.
York?
Aren't you
What
in
do you
Jersey?
I'm in Jersey, yeah, but I usually go to New York. I will be in New York Tuesday. I have I'm going to see what 2 weeks from tomorrow. I'll be going to Pangea.
Wait, they've like reconnected the continent?
On Manhattan.
I had no idea.
Oh my
And
God.
why can't I see Brandon? What is he hiding?
Brendan is
Brandon
otter.
is something.
an otter mess
Cute little
today.
otter.
I'm an otter problem.
Oh, but this is cute though.
He's a significant otter.
Okay.
I'm identifying this way today.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I was with a rodent, that's for sure.
Hey, I'm not a rodent. I'm more like a weasel. than a-
Okay.
When it comes back. Hooray.
Well, the good thing about this is this will make this episode longer, so that because next week I'm actually going to be in Canada, so I won't be able to run things. So we'll have something to be able to air next week if we do a lot of yammering and talking about things. Brendan took a ton of footage of our trip to Boise because it was all kind of like a little documentary we were doing about how Greg would finally get to meet Ike, and then how Greg eventually broke Ike's heart in the long run.
Right. It's a yeah.
Aw.
It's a boy meets boy and then it doesn't work out.
And then boy dumps boy.
And then boy, well, I think you had to be like.
Well, sorry, Ike, I cruised you, and it just wasn't up to my standards.
And here you are with no shirt on, which was what I was trying to do when I saw you. But now here we are.
Wait. If you cruised him and he wasn't up to your standards, honey, you better cruise him again.
No, my base minimum was 17 inches. So he just took me.
In your basement.
I'm a size king.
It's
Look
4
what I
or
did
less
to these
for
guys.
Greg.
Oh my God.
It's a size
We
California.
had a blast, and it was really cool. Karaoke was the best.
Especially when
That was
Brendan
fun.
fell off the stage and damaged his knee.
Anyway, well, let's not talk about that. But yes, it's healed now. It's just mostly discolored. But
Wait. What's discolored?
my knee.
Oh, your knee. I thought you were going to tell us you have monkeypox.
Well, I'm still waiting for the tests.
I was like, you're only in a gay club one night, okay? Don't go too far.
Oh, I should
got
get
it.
tested then. I just realized, yeah, we were in a
Is
gay club.
monkeypox afflicting the gay populations?
Yeah, whatever. That's just a
Give us a
complete
break.
fake news.
AIDS.
No, in that bar, Greg, it's the monkey cocks.
What I got
Yeah,
was
there you go.
I got otter pox, and I turned into an otter.
Otter pop.
Yeah, like otter pops, but pox.
This is actually, this is really cute. I really like this.
It's looked very surreal watching watching his head. By the way, we are live on YouTube and TikTok right now, and we do have a comment from YouTube is that Brendan got a haircut. So more than one hair.
That's what's different about him today.
It's the haircut.
A haircut?
Everything
That
else
was
is the same.
Whose comment was
Can
Brendan
I
got a
ask
haircut?
a question, or is it like, you know,
You can ask a
Go.
question, please.
Do it.
Thanks for being here.
what are the odds that on this episode we'll get a nip slip from Greg like Janet Jackson?
Please,
very
we don't want those odds to actually get up to 100%.
Whoa.
Show us your knees, Greg.
Show us your knees.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah. Well, this way
Oh, look
everybody
how
gets
cool
their
it is. Oh my God. How'd
Everyone
you guys
gets-
do that?
Pictures.
everyone gets their own frame.
Oh,
I
that's
love
nice.
that.
The work of art.
We
That is so cool.
should get a good look at everybody this way. I think we just get really close.
Well, I got a better idea what we could look at.
No,
Hold on.
Whoa.
I'm too demure and innocent for
Whip them out,
such things.
boys.
Not me.
That we know that
Oh, Eileen.
I know that firsthand.
The Ike doesn't get thrown far from the tree there.
I thought this was going to be like a really professional interview that we're going to be doing, but right out of the box, so to speak,
You asked Eileen and me to come on?
Eileen
You
is
have
like
the two of us. Come on.
Yeah.
Eileen is showing her true colors apparently.
Yeah, and Ike's colors are always been true.
Yeah,
They don't whirl
they
it.
have.
I mean, what aspect of this show over the last couple of years would you think, Matt, that it would have gone any other direction other than this?
Well, she is a publicist and she has, celebrity clients, and there's some people in the PR business aren't quite as forward in their commentary as Eileen has shown herself to
You
be.
mean they're boring? So
They're-
Eileen, I was
Yeah,
curious.
exactly.
Basically.
I
All
when
of
you
my
met,
clients will, all of my clients will admit to their big dicks. They know my mouth. They love it, and they can't wait to get on like the phone with me and tell me how. You know what? I'm going to try and get Kenny on the phone. Hold on. I'm going to get him on the phone right now. Let's see if we can get him. And
Gotta be
he's going to tell
FaceTime.
you.
We got to see the goods.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
don't want
don't
to
know
use
if
your
I
phone.
can-
You
I
might
don't
lose
know
your
if I can-
signal again.
Sorry, but you lost my signal.
No, I'm saying we don't want to
No,
lose your
you're good.
signal again.
All right, just stay there. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know if I will, but
I've
maybe.
always we were supposed to have Kenny Aronoff on a year ago, but his schedule was a conflict. But I actually wanted to talk to him about all of his times on
Hold on.
at the Kennedy Center honors, because he's like the
Landed
drummer
LA.
on.
You
nearly
just landed
every
in LA.
year.
Listen, Kenny, I'm on this Zoom program, and this Zoom program, I'm trying to be your publicist and tell them what a big guy you are, and they don't believe me.
Explain big guy.
Big guy.
Packing 10 the hard
just
way.
landed off a plane,
Oh no!
but he is a big guy.
And yeah, He landed off the plane with a jumbo jet in his pants. Yeah.
Do you hear that, Kenny?
Everything's jumbo in my life.
Now, do you believe me?
Well, I believe Kenny.
His word for it.
See, Kenny,
I need evidence.
I'm doing PR for you, even when I'm on my own like television show here. So
She's doing PR if you want to get into porn.
It's Zoom
So
TV.
get-
By the
start
way,
your
we've
porn
just
career.
been canceled by TikTok again for hateful behavior.
Kenny, I love you.
I don't know what I did this time to get us kicked off of TikTok, but we are banned until October 22nd, apparently.
Maybe because you mentioned racism. Isn't
Am
something
I?
like that's racist?
I
Why
hope
am
it
I
wasn't
missing?
me.
I don't know. Well, see, this is running live on TikTok. It was till a minute ago, and I just got a notification that live access was suspended, and I can get next go
You're
live as a
welcome.
host on October 8th.
Okay.
The
I'm
weird
doing
thing
a-
is that they can't see or hear anything you guys are saying, so it's whatever came out of my mouth that somebody got
Uh-oh.
offended by, and
Uh-oh.
and here I thought I was being more of the prude than the rest of you.
You said Japanese American princess, Jap.
No, but this was just a
Okay.
minute ago, Greg. This wasn't
Oh.
at the beginning of it.
Jumbo
Well, maybe it was
jet.
the-
I'm getting ready to just scrap our entire TikTok account because this is the second time we have been shut down.
Yeah,
on
you're
TikTok.
too offensive.
I
You know,
keep
the
having to
Chinese
appeal.
government is going to miss us, I'm sure.
You're like NWA.
Although we do
Idiot.
get some additional entertainment value for whenever we do get suspended from TikTok. So there is that. So that's one positive thing. So I'm going
Publicity
to
is
submit
good for you.
appeal again. So
No,
I don't know.
So I have to ask Eileen
Send them an
another
email, tell
question.
them
Eileen, when you met
What?
Dionne Warwick, did you get any inkling about her psychic powers? Did she try to use them on you?
No. No,
Her
that was
psychic friends didn't try to fuck
that
with you or
was
anything?
that was just a commercial. Trust me.
Hold on, wait a minute, Matt, Greg. That's the question you asked.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't-
curious.
Really, my question would have been like, did she light up? Puff, puff.
Dionne Warwick is great. She's, you know what? I was just talking about her today to Tony Orlando. He was on Jimmy's show.
Oh wow!
Tony Orlando. These are like
Yeah.
everyone from the 70s. You guys
How
are
does
doing.
he
Yeah.
look, Tony Orlando? Is he still looking good?
He looks great. He sings
Yeah.
great, and he's the nicest person on the planet, except for
Yeah.
Icavelli.
It's going to be Tony Orlando and Dion is what the name of the new group is called.
There you go.
So motorboating you when I see you, Eileen.
Okay. Here you go. Oh wait, we're shut down already. No point.
No, that was
They're gonna
TikTok.
teabagger.
We're still doing fine on YouTube right now. They haven't shut us down on YouTube. It's just
But
Just
TikTok.
it's only if Greg has a nip slip and shows one of those pepperonis on his chest, we're definitely on.
Yeah.
This would be a good thing for charity. How much would we pay to see Greg's nip?
how would you
Or not
pay
to.
to not
Yes.
see it? You mean?
I'll put
Right.
$10 on not.
This is not going to happen. All right,
Oh,
this is a little better, I think.
Oh,
This is more comfortable.
No, I like the other one better.
I love this. It's so cool.
You prefer the frames?
Yeah, the
No,
frames
I
look
think I
fine.
like this better.
I just like the fact that Eileen has a gigantic head now.
I know, right? Wait, I can make it smaller. Maybe not.
You'd have to back up to get smaller. Like that.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the reason I've called you all here to this meeting is
Yes. Was there something you wanted to talk to us about, like the marmoset population, possibly, or?
yeah, no, there's been a real problem with marmosets, especially here in Portland. I've noticed they seem to be setting up camps all over town, and apparently they're stealing cars at the local hardware store and then driving them into bars through their glass doors to steal quarters. So, you know.
This is quite
I
the
thought it-
story. Is there more you'd like to tell about this?
I heard
just
there are a
saying,
bunch of libs too. They're libs.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, you guys, you know, we also, you know, make fun of Florida all the time. I'm like, I don't know. It's pretty crazy up here. It's just a different flavor. No alligators are involved.
Oh, that's
We don't
great.
really make that much fun of Florida. That's the Happy Hour news team that does that. It's not so much us.
You're not in Florida anymore, Dorothy.
No,
Yes.
I'm not.
Dorothy
Dorothy is
You
not in Florida.
turned into
That's
Toto.
so funny. That is so funny. I always say that to my client, Randy Edelman. You're not in Beverly Hills anymore.
Is he officially in New York?
He was. Now he's
Okay.
in Beverly Hills, and he'll be officially in New York in the end of August.
Is he moving to New York?
No, he just
Oh.
comes in a month.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
No.
we had Randy on again, also just to thank you very much for that, because he was a great guest as well. But we can only thank you so much, Eileen. So do you do a lot? So you said you were interviewed by Jimmy Starr originally. So he reached out to you for an interview, and then you became buddies.
Well, he didn't reach out to me for an interview.
Oh,
Actually, the publicist for Adam Ant at the time knew him and knew me and put us together and asked me if I wanted to be on his show. And I said no, and she said do it anyway. So I did.
do it anyway.
And then we became friends like right away. And the next weekend they came out to Fire Island. Him and Ron came out to Fire Island.
Hit it off. That was like what, 7, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
I've known you like I will tell you right now, probably 11 years.
That's it?
Yeah, I think so.
So you two have known each other longer than Eileen has known her partner in her business.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Where did you guys meet each other originally?
Glory hole.
Huh?
Oh, really?
We I think we met.
That's a bar.
I think was it on Long Island?
We met because of Jason Galka.
Oh yes, yes. Oh my
Who's
God.
Jason Galka?
He was a cable show host of some sort. He was good. He was a good guy.
You said that like it was a criminal thing he was doing. He was
Well, he was on Cablevision, so he was kind of criminal. I mean, the show was
That's right. He was Cablevision. That's right.
Cablevision.
Yeah.
Cablevision, buddy.
So you guys were on the same show? Is that what happened? Or you were
I'm
both
not
being
sure we
interviewed
were
the
on
same day?
No, I don't think we were on the same show. I think. All right, I owned a gay bar. Okay.
You owned a gay bar.
Yes.
I
Yes.
owned a gay bar with my gay soulmate Colin.
Yes.
With your gay soulmate.
That I live with Colin. Yes.
What was the bar called?
What?
What
I think
was your gay bar called?
I remember now. It's Bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse. Yeah.
Bunkhouse.
Right?
Big gay bar, and
Yeah.
I came there.
That was
And-
definitely 2011. It had to be.
I think it was before that. I
Yeah.
only owned it till 2009.
Were there glory holes in the bunkhouse?
Of course.
Why do you think I
build them
went?
yourself?
Well, yeah. Why do you think he went?
So this was a bar that you started, Eileen. The
I didn't
Bunkhouse?
start it. It was a 30-year-old bar that I took over.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
made you
it's
decide to
gone.
take over this bar? I'm just curious now. So, but because you're not gay,
because-
right?
No, not at
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
Well, I might be a gay man, but not really sure. No, I'm not. But you know what? 99.9% of my friends are.
Yeah, you had a huge gay following. You were like you were an ally to the community before anybody else was.
And I write to the gayest magazine on the planet. Get
Now,
Out
what makes
magazine.
it the gayest? What differentiates gay or gayer in terms of magazines? Does like a penis like shoot out of the magazine when you open it, or how does that work?
Be great.
Oh my God! How'd you know that?
It's like
It's
pop-ups.
It's a
It's the
very
pop-up
thick and
magazine.
veiny magazine. It's very thick and veiny.
No, honestly, it's number 7 in the world of great gay magazines, and that's a big deal.
And a big deal because it's also probably the only one that survived,
True.
throughout the years.
And it's
Oh,
also
the internet survived the internet.
Yeah, it's in print and it's on the internet.
Oh,
The
wow.
pandemic, the internet, it
Everything.
survived.
It survived everything.
And what's the name of that magazine?
You know.
Get Out magazine.
You know, I was actually on the cover in 2013.
Who wrote that
Wow.
article?
I don't even know who wrote it.
Were you
My
naked?
God. Huh?
Yeah, it was
Were you
me.
naked on the
Hello?
cover?
Just as naked as you, darling. Mm.
You don't know.
There is
how
one of them
I am.
naked. Down there is naked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was 2013. I was doing my very first show. I remember.
Uh-huh.
And Mike offered me the front cover and the story.
So how do you get back on the cover again?
Or
Ike?
low.
I think it's time for Eileen to do an updated story about you, because you've
Well, he better show a lot more this time, honey. Or he gets nothing.
centerfold. He's gone centerfold.
It's only private for you.
Ooh.
And Ike's dick will jump
All right,
out
he just
Yeah.
got the cover again. There you go.
It's literally going to come out and it's going to go, where's Eileen?
It better.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good
You know
times.
what? I want that naked one on the cover down there.
Oh, Greg. Yes, let's get Greg.
Yeah,
on the
I
cover.
was just going to ask if I could be your cover boy.
Yeah, but you would
What do
just
you
be
think, Ike?
disappointing more men, Greg, is what would be happening.
Smelling.
Tease. Ah,
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. He's just a tease.
I'm a tease.
I need to light up.
We have to get a better view of Greg if he does that again.
What
Can
is
be
he
seen.
Greg, do me a favor. The light bulb above you. Can you just stand up and switch it?
Then do you want me to pick up that pen on the floor?
No,
Yeah.
because I want to see.
Yes, Greg, please.
Am I
give us
making
a
Greg
blue-
sweat a little bit?
Oh, it doesn't make me
Come on,
sweat.
Greg.
The last thing we
Stand up.
want is more Greg sweat.
I told a few friends of the story, and I was like, still so flattered that such a hot man who looks 30 years younger than he is deemed to be attracted to me a little.
Aww.
Aw.
That doesn't
Well-
happen often.
Well,
Did you
I
stand
did
up?
learn. I learned Ike's secret. I don't know if I should expose his secret though.
Oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
used to being exposed. Go for it.
Yeah, I want to know the secret.
He dyes his hair, Greg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd still look hot with
He is
gray
as
hair.
Which
gray.
hair?
He is as gray as I am because we're
Yes.
the same
Wait,
age.
which hair?
All of it.
All of it, pubes.
Specifically, the hairs behind his calves.
What am I, a flamingo?
Yes.
What was that supposed to mean, man?
That's just the hair that he dyes, Brendan.
Oh, okay.
Otter.
Sorry.
Listen,
Whatever
if
you are.
I, at my age, didn't have gray hair by now,
Well, I had a friend of mine who was 10 years older than me, and he didn't have any gray, and he didn't die, and it was very upsetting.
wow.
He
It's
didn't
like-
die?
How dare you? Well, I mean, yeah, he didn't die. I wanted him to kill himself, Greg. That's exactly.
Okay,
what
I'm
it
gonna
was.
say, so everyone on YouTube, look at me and Matt. I'm 2 years
Everyone,
younger.
everyone on YouTube, the entire.
I'm 2 years younger than this guy. Wait, let me point. Can you believe I'm 2 years younger than this guy? He looks young enough to be my son, and he's Matt's age. He looks young enough to be Matt's son. And
Oh,
I've seen him
me?
in person. Yes, you. And you're like Benjamin Button or something. And it's even if you had gray hair, I saw you up close, and you don't have a line in your face. It's smooth as a
That's 'cause
baby's bottom.
Oh, that's because of the work he gets done, silly.
Oh, that's
I'm
his other
so-
secret.
No, I will tell you this, and this is my secret. I'm afraid of needles, so I have had no work done. No work. The only thing I will say is semen does work pretty good.
Lots of it. It's got to be a lot.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a
God.
lot.
Botox
Buckets.
and green formula.
And then I use Benjamin Button semen.
Can you get that at the grocery store? Do you have to go to a specialty place?
That's a Trader Joe's.
Is it Trader Joe's?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have one up the way from me. So
Like Coco
That's
Peru.
fun.
That bothers me.
Would you say that actually has worked for you as well, Eileen?
Absolutely.
That's my girl.
You know what? You know what? It's good for your hair. You know all
Yes.
that protein. It makes it soft and beautiful.
How come they don't put it in shampoo then? Wouldn't that
They
sell
do.
a lot?
No, they actually do sell it. They sell lambs.
Well, they can't make the top of your head look young, Greg.
No, not look young. Just have smooth hair. Like if semen does that, you'd think of a shampoo.
You'd have smooth hair. You would just be
Look,
like
it's-
De Niro in The Godfather 2 is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Smooth hair.
So
Hey,
Commercial
you guys are willing to
right
stick
now.
around for a while because we have a couple of segments we have to go through, and I think you guys would be perfect for dealing with this. The first, though, of course, is our cooking segment that
oh
we
yes.
can't
This
leave
is
that
perfect.
to go. If
My
that's
bourbon
okay with
loft.
you, I don't know how much time you guys have, so it's just a couple of minutes long. So
Sure.
It's not the one from last week that was like In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, where it was like 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it felt like 20 minutes.
That was the Baked Alaska one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Eileen is the guest. If you want me to stick around, I'll stick around.
I want you both to stick around for
Yeah.
as long as you are willing to.
Totally.
It's a twofer.
Okay, perfect. Then let's.
Eileen and I are down for that one.
At Safe Mart, it's a Safe Mart. Come to Safe Mart and be safe.
Safe Mart is a proud sponsor of Food is for Eating with Waspy Soda Pop. Today's special: 50 meters of blue whale bone, 25 cents a meter. Come get some. Safe Mart. Be safe.
Food is for eating. Food is for eating. Food is for eating with Waspy Soda Pop.
Hey there, everybody. This is a brand new episode of Food is for Eating with Waspy Soda Pop. That's me. Today we got something very, very special. This is Touch My Monkey Bread. You're going to love this one. Here are your ingredients. First, you want to get 3 cans of buttermilk biscuits, not the flaky ones, but you can get them at your store. You know, with the little guy that you poke in the stomach, that guy. That brand is what you want. You want to get 1 cup of granulated sugar, not your grandmother, granulated. Please don't confuse them. 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, try to stick closer to 2. Get 2 sticks of butter, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and then finally, you want to go to your nearest Rent-A-Monkey outlet. They're all throughout the South. You can find one. And you want to rent 1 spider monkey. You'll be using him as your assistant for this recipe. It's natural and it's, helpful. Anyway, here are your directions. You want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. You want to use the spider monkey to open up all 3 cans of biscuits. Then you want to cut each biscuit into quarters. Don't let the monkey have the knife. I learned that the hard way. Next, you want to combine the white sugar with 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. Dump these into a 1-gallon zip bag. Then have the monkey shake to mix it evenly. He might run off with it, so be aware. Don't let him do it. Then you're going to pry the bag from the monkey. Drop all of the biscuit quarters into the cinnamon sugar mix. Once all the biscuit quarters are in the bag, seal it and give it back to the monkey to give it a vigorous shake. This will get all them pieces unstuck from one another and, nicely coated with the cinnamon sugar. All right, pry that back again from the monkey. Spread the nuggets out evenly in the bundt pan. At this point, you're going to want to melt the 2 sticks of butter together with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar in a saucepan over medium-high heat. Cook the butter-sugar mixture. You stir that for a few minutes till 2 become 1. Once the brown sugar butters become one color, let the monkey pour it over the biscuits. Then bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes till the crust is a deep dark brown on top. When it's finished cooking, remove it from the oven. Allow it to cool for about 15 to 30 minutes before turning it over onto a plate. Then eat it. Now, don't forget, you gotta return your monkey to your local Rent-A-Monkey outlet, or you could get charged, and that monkey might just get very upset with you and do you don't know what unquestionable things to your house. That was Touch My Monkey Bread. This is Waspy Soda Pop, and food is for eating.
So, Matt, it seems like the monkey is more of a hindrance than a help. It seems renting the monkey seems foolish.
Well, apparently it's necessary to have the monkey with that. Waspy Soda Pop is the one who came up with it. I had nothing to do with it. I am merely the intermediary.
I get confused. You sound
I'm
just
saying,
like...
I think the monkey is an important part of it. It's a part of the cultural experience of making Touch My Monkey Bread.
Okay.
Or
It is.
monkeypox
Monkey.
toast or whatever, Shock the monkey. There's a whole monkey culture that you're missing out on.
Is there?
I've never had
Need a
monkey
gibbon
bread.
there? I need a gibbon for next weekend. Do you rent the monkey?
I think you can rent any
gibbons?
kind of monkey from there, but maybe we should try and get them as a sponsor sometime down the road.
Yeah,
Rent a monkey? I'll
Yes.
put a call in after this.
We'll see if we can get them to get behind us with their rent a monkey business. Now, our next segment is a much shorter one because this is where we ask Greg legal questions. We are fake lawyers, as everyone knows, the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. And so we have a segment, and Eileen and Ike, if you could come up with a legal question that you need an answer to, we're going to give you that opportunity in just a moment. So here,
And you guys know I'm ready when you see me sagely rubbing my beard like this.
yes, sagely. Here we go.
He has an opinion, may not always be right. He's a real fake lawyer. He's old and he's white. Ask him a question, 'cause he's a good egg for bogus advice. Ask Greg. Ask Greg. Ask Greg.
So if you're ready, if you have a question available, we take questions from all audiences.
I get one.
Okay, great.
So, what are your chances of suing TikTok for shutting you off?
It's a freedom of speech issue. That's part of my my wheelhouse is a law guy. I do a lot of work for the ACLU, and
Do you?
for Bob
Really?
Guccione. And I would say that we have a good case because Matt, all we could hear was Matt, and Matt is the only one of the three of us who never says anything offensive. He's like an old spinster aunt. He's very demure, very circumspect about what he says. So it makes no sense. Me and Brendan, sure, if they could hear us, we'd be shut down every 5 minutes. But Matt never says anything bad, so I don't know what happened. So I think we have a case. We can sue them for wrongful on TikToking.
TikToking.
That's the crime.
Un-TikToking?
We got
TikToking.
talked. We got untalked.
Yeah, de-TikToked.
Detalked.
Detoxed.
Yeah, something like that.
We were intoxicated.
Somebody was intoxicated.
Not me.
All right.
No.
Well, thank you very much for that one, Greg. Ike, do you have a legal question that you would like to pose to Greg to get his advice?
Remember, Ike, it's legal question.
But it is kind of sexual. Can I have a case if I meet somebody on a dating app and they swore to me that they were bigger than the average Joe, and then you go on a date and you meet them and they're not? And I was just like distraught over the whole thing. Can I sue?
Good question.
There's precedence for this.
I think Eileen wants the answer to this one, too.
Yeah,
I'm interested. I don't even know why.
Well, I'll state the precedent. There's a precedent for this. Eileen Shapiro versus Teeny Weeny, the clown. And she went on a date with him about 15 years ago. And he said, don't ignore my name. I'm not Teeny Weeny. But he was Teeny Weeny. And Eileen sued successfully in the New York Circuit Court and won a big dildo. That's what the judge gave her. Say, sorry, you couldn't find a big dick. Here's a nice big dildo to make up for it. So, yes.
Wait, I already gave Ike that dildo.
I don't want silicone. I'd date a woman if I wanted that.
Ba-dum-bum.
You could definitely sue.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm an expert. I'm old and I'm white.
Well, finally, I can sue my mother.
And the truth is, Greg is Teeny Weeny the clown.
I'm pretty teeny weeny. So I don't know if that cools your ardor, Ike, but you're not gonna get much from this guy. But I know what to do with it, let me tell you. Those 2 inches, I could swirl it all around like a blender, like a fucking Cuisinart. It does crazy shit. It's like a helicopter.
I think I hear my mother calling me for dinner.
I think she's calling me too.
Oh no.
Oh no. See what you did, Greg?
You've driven them away, Greg.
I'm a grower, not a shower. It gets a little bigger.
Okay. I can deal with that.
About 5 inches, 6 inches, maybe.
What would you do with that?
I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
Ike, what would you do with 5 or 6 inches besides laugh? Come on.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
Become a clown.
Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at your dick. Your tiny dick.
Listen, let's be honest here. I will be truthful and say if it's small, I would probably enjoy it.
And when he says it, he means like a chair.
Yeah.
A small chair he could enjoy.
Why are you trying to clean that up? There's no way.
This is a child's program, Craig, and everyone seems to have forgotten that this is all designed for
children's museum
10-year-olds.
That's why I'm here. I'm like the mascot of the show.
Yeah.
Hi, kids.
10-year-olds know more than you think. Trust me.
Welcome to Utterly Stupid with Matt and Greg.
For kids, for kids.
It's a hoop. I got your Hudsucker Proxy reference there, Greg.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about, but
so
anyway.
Let's ask the size queens here. What's the biggest unit you had to handle?
Brendan, you want to answer this?
Well, I mean, before or after my marriage? That's the question.
Oh,
I tell you, I learned something. Was it 2 nights ago? Brendan and I went out to do karaoke at the Alibi. It's the tiki bar near his house. And I learned that at the right moment, he can sound almost exactly like Gilbert Gottfried.
What did he sing? Tom Waits in the style of Gilbert?
No, this is just we were talking across the table, and I'm like, wait a second. He sounds like Gilbert Gottfried. He did start dancing with some woman randomly who was singing. I was talking to this other
That's what
guy,
that video was from.
and I turned, and Brendan was gone from the table, and suddenly he was up dancing next to this girl who was singing a duet with the karaoke host.
Why
And
is
he's
that
just up
video
there
on
bouncing
my-
up and down and waving his arms. I'm like, I don't know what just happened here. I missed the whole transition from
I have the
chair
video on my
to
phone.
microphone.
There was
Somehow
no
I have the video on my
transition.
phone.
I had a good time doing karaoke with you guys.
That was an
It was,
unusual form of karaoke there. Though it was,
But it was, you know what? We made it happen.
we did.
Yeah.
And that was your phone we were using too, that they somehow connected to the mixing board.
Yeah.
I saw some of the photos on there. They were quite eye-opening. Like,
Which ones?
oh, we'll
Photos
talk
on
about
his
it later.
phone?
Yeah, well, I
Oh,
was.
on my phone. Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
like scrolling through his
Send them
phone, Greg. That's
some
just
blackmail.
actually,
I
I don't
could
believe
send
that
you
because
some.
Greg doesn't understand technology enough to find
I wouldn't
photos
be
on
able
a
to- I
phone.
wouldn't know. Yeah, but yeah, it was because you know why, Ike? Because you were in the hands of two experts, me and Matt, karaoke KJs.
I had a ball. I really did.
It was fun.
It was very
You're a
fun.
great singer.
Yeah, he's much better than he was letting us know. He was
Oh, me?
You, yes, you were saying that you were not a good singer, but I
I'm a
disagree.
horrible singer.
You're
Thank
not
you.
horrible at all.
Yeah, if only you sang that good in your 50 Shades of Gay show, maybe you'd have more customers coming.
It's intentional. It's intentional.
I feel like we need to call
kid,
Tim
I
Moss and
kid.
get him on here now too. So
Yes. And Billy.
who's Billy?
Billy Hess.
Who's Billy Hess?
He's our partner in crime. He's the big size queen of them all.
Oh,
Him
yeah.
Husband.
We,
Okay.
him and I compete. Yeah.
This is a whole culture I don't know anything about. This
So
is
I
fascinating.
never got
to
an
me.
answer, but I'm curious. Did you guys ever meet a dick that was just too much? Or you were like, no, that's too big.
Well, Greg, I'd say you're one of the bigger dicks.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm saying the actual unit.
Oh,
Did you guys ever?
got it.
Did some guy ever like whip it out and you were just like, oh, God, that's gonna hurt? That's
Well,
just-
maybe in one spot, but not the other.
Ear
oh,
hole?
Yeah.
Ow, I need
No
my
more
eardrum.
stuff.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Eileen, did you ever meet cock you couldn't handle?
No, I'm still trying to find one. Trust
Still-
me.
Still hunting.
You and I will hang out. I know where they hang.
I'm coming.
Yeah. But look at that. All puns all in a row there.
You're like Ahab looking for your Moby Dick. He's constantly looking.
The great white penis. So, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever color.
You just got
No,
his
it's
TikTok,
the
TikTok,
United
thing.
Colors of
Penis?
stuff. Yes.
United colors
Might
of,
as well said
of
great Aryan
stuff.
cock.
What?
You
Greg.
got us kicked off. He said great white penis.
Well, no, we're still on YouTube. It's still live on YouTube, Greg. So
Oh,
it's
did
it's
we
just-
get kicked off?
No, we
We got
kicked
kicked off
off of TikTok.
We have a reputation with TikTok.
I sent an appeal, and they're not going to let me know.
No,
for probably
we're done
24
with
hours.
TikTok.
I think it had something to do with when we were talking about being in the gay bar, and the monkeypox comment was said. I think I repeated something, and that's what they twigged on. It's usually one of the viewers who pop onto the lives who does the reporting of me against TikTok.
You were spreading disinformation about monkeypox.
Yes.
That could be. That could very. It could. Well, it says hateful behavior.
Well, that's a
No.
given.
So I don't know what I did that was hateful behavior, other than my general tone, which can be construed as such by most people who are pleasant
Listen,
personalities.
I'm more upset over misrepresenting your penis than I am monkey cocks. Monkey cocks.
No, never
That's a-
gonna get shut off.
That's a totally different show.
That was a different kind of bread too.
So Ike, when you met me, did you cruise me? Did you?
Absolutely.
Could you tell?
I listen. When I first met you, I thought, "Oh my God, they're trying to set me on a blind date."
You were like, he must. By the way he sounds, he must have a huge cock.
Yeah.
Listen, I cruises
No.
everybody. Understand that. Get used to it. Embrace it.
If he meets like the Pope, he cruises the Pope. If you met him, he'd be like,
Yeah.
the Dalai Lama. Hey, Dalai Lama.
Anything to get in heaven for free. Yeah.
No.
He just runs the gamut of
And he's
all
a very
of the.
good teacher. You could learn from him.
See, Greg, you had your chance.
He runs the gamut.
The gamut.
You had your chance.
I did. Well, maybe there'll be other chances. Like,
There can be training. Well, Greg does go back to New York usually once a year.
yeah.
Ooh.
So there's.
Maybe I'll
When you
find
do,
out.
we'll take you out. How's that? Me and I can take you out.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like too much fun.
But if you travel to New York, Greg, you really have to go alone this time,
Yes, that's definitely gonna happen.
so you can
What
actually
did you go
enjoy
last time?
yourself.
Maybe I'm even more latent than you, and I'll come out when I'm 59 or something, and then hopefully you'll still be interested.
More latent.
I would be interested, Greg. I would be.
He wasn't
You know,
that
so-
latent, Greg.
He was later than most people I've known.
I was 43 or
That's
44.
pretty late.
Oh, so that was just in like the last 15 years.
Decade, yeah.
Really, Ike?
hmm
So that you met her,
Wow.
Eileen, shortly after your eyes opened, I suppose.
Yes.
The one eye opened.
Well, no.
I was
That
gonna say, what eye are we talking about?
I didn't come out to my family until I was 43. I was already dating someone at that point. I dated someone since 2001.
Okay, so 21 years ago then. Well, so when did you actually know for yourself, like certainty? When did you have certainty in your sexual?
No, I knew probably all the time.
Right.
Yeah, when I came out of my mother, I went, ugh, vagina.
Get me out of here.
Stay as far away from this as possible for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So you went through how many marriages before you finally were
Well, I dated a woman for 8 years.
okay? Now during that
You
8
dated a woman?
years, did she know?
Wait.
Yeah. No,
So
no, she did not know.
Okay, but you knew during the
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah, well, I was interested. You know what? The funny thing was, is when I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, you just could not say it.
Right.
You couldn't be gay, and then the 80s kind of shifted a little bit, like in the mid 80s,
Right.
and then they were starting to be a little bit more open, and then AIDS came out, and it was just like everybody.
Well,
became-
AIDS was early 80s.
Well, it was 80, 81, 82,
Yeah.
and then it really became aggressive. I remember in 84, 85.
Yeah.
And then forget it. It was just, you were stamped with that. And so I just completely started dating women throughout the 80s and the 90s.
Did you enjoy having sex with women?
With woman? Woman?
With
women?
With woman.
Plural.
With
Plural of
woman.
women.
Yeah. Me woman. You man.
Me woman.
You otter.
Me
Yeah, I enjoy having sex with men.
What about otters?
Oh, Brandon, you're so cute.
You could shove the otter up your ass with a pipe.
Jesus,
Oh.
Greg.
I like how Greg is planning our Friday nights now.
I don't like that Friday night. I don't like it at all.
That would be an interesting Friday night.
No.
How big can your mouth open, Brandon? Otter? How? I'm just that. far.
Oh.
I
Oh,
saw his little tongue.
that's
Isn't that cute?
just about the right
Oh, look at his
size.
tongue. How cute.
Come on.
It's like a naked mole rat,
Like, hey,
Aw.
that's racist.
or just
Not a naked mole rat.
That's specious.
speciest.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
most
owl
homogenous.
behind Greg is concerned.
That owl is very concerned.
He's smoking too.
So Eileen, you were our guest for a while ago. Somehow we lost track of your importance here. So
No,
who do you
I mean, whatever you're discussing is pretty important. I'm good. So,
who do you have your eye on for your clients coming up in, like, say, the next couple of years? Who are you who you really want to have under your belt, so to speak? Not like sexually, but like, professionally.
Other than
Greg.
me.
You and
Yeah.
Greg. Greg, we've said for a long time that you are the breakout star of this podcast.
Yes, I'm the Fonzie.
Definitely.
No,
Yeah.
Brendan's the Fonzie. I'm the
No,
Potsy. I'm the
no,
Potsy.
I'm the guy in the back room that like does writing or something, but I'm not a on the stage guy. Obviously,
Yeah,
I fell off.
I'm Al, the owner of the restaurant.
I am
from
a
Happy
ham.
Days.
Like Brendan couldn't have lip synced to Britney Spears, I don't think. He would have froze.
You know, Ike and I share, right?
Mm-hmm.
Share,
Yeah.
share, like.
Mm-hmm.
Share.
Sharon Ike.
You hear that,
So
Greg?
Are you implying that you guys have done three ways in your past?
You will have to invite us back for the next episode to find out.
Exactly.
Dun dun dun.
And Greg will have to come to New York.
Yes. Eileen and I have
Hello.
lots of secrets.
I'll be there at Christmas, guys, and I would love to hang out with you guys at Christmas.
Yes.
Doesn't Soho Johnny do like a Christmas show?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, he does.
Wait,
So
is
Greg-
he going to be involved too? Is he full on orgy
Yeah.
now? So
Albert
Johnny's going
Dashery
to be
be
teabagging
damned, he'll be
me,
there.
and Eileen's going to be doing
He has
something.
a huge dick.
That's good
No,
because his audio on
So
our
much
interview
I'm
was the
learning
worst.
today.
Yeah.
I could tell just by looking at his face. I was cruising him like somehow.
Excuse me.
You can tell by the size of the pupil of his left eye. Is that how you
Yeah, I
can
can
tell?
tell. Yeah.
Do I
You know
have
what
to
they
call
say.
him too?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
I really
Hold
want
on.
to call. Oh, sorry, Brendan.
Call Zoho. Let's get him on the phone. Maybe his
I
audio
would
is
love to
better.
have him.
Please tell Soho that I like him, that now that you exposed his information, I
Hold on,
love
I'll let
him.
you, if he answers, I'll let you tell him yourself.
Oh no. What have we done here?
You want to bear his children?
He didn't answer. You know, probably
No.
because he's playing with it, but you know.
Well, yeah.
I think we should call up your partner from 50 Shades of Gay,
This is so unexpected. Who, Tim? Is Tim in town?
Tim.
He is, but I might be a little late.
Does he go to bed early?
Well, you could try. You want me to try?
Try.
I don't know.
So
I mean,
I'm
I don't really want to like bother people, but
I
I
don't know
guess
if we told you
everyone
this,
else
Ike,
does.
but me and Brendan both, we almost were like kind of missing up when he did that Creep by Radiohead. That was so moving. That was,
It was
like,
good, right?
Yeah,
so
that's good.
fucking touching. I was like,
Yeah, he's really good.
You know,
We-
Greg, if you hadn't said Radiohead, that would have been a completely different sentence.
when he's saying Creep.
No, when he
No.
did, you said when he did that creep.
Oh,
If you
I
hadn't said
that.
by
Did
Radiohead,
that Creep?
yes, then it would have been a
Realize.
completely different meaning to that sentence, especially in front of you. That you
I
removed.
will-
You
I'll
missed it.
text
Both
him.
you and Brendan missed it up when you did
We'll
that
do
creep.
the creep. The creepy creep.
Well, there's another Creep song, right, by Stone Temple Pilots. Don't they have a song called Creep or some shitty band about
No,
Creep?
you're thinking of Rooster.
No, there's some other band have a song called Creep that people ask me at karaoke to do.
Yes, it's Stone
Okay,
Temple
sorry.
Pilots. You're right,
Yeah, no.
Greg, but I don't understand why you bring that up anyway.
I don't know either.
It's like, why don't you start talking about movies that have the word creep in them?
Yes.
Talk
I
about
texted him.
how downtowns are moving towards the suburbs more and more. What's that called, Greg?
Oh, Creep.
Yes.
Is that what the song's about? By
Yeah, it's what
Radiohead?
all songs involving creep involve just sprawl. Is what they're talking about. It's urban sprawl. That's all they're talking about. In
We're
those
talking
songs.
about.
As a matter of fact, that's what Tim Moss was singing about. He was singing specifically about urban sprawl. It wasn't anything personal whatsoever.
Thanks, man.
Although I think Ike could probably give his own definition on urban sprawl as well.
So, Eileen, we were talking to Wendy Shapiro, and she used a word that rhymes with lag bag
Did-
a lot. Do you
Glad-
use that word? Or is that word
glad bag?
Glag bag. And,
Glad bag.
Glag.
Glag.
bag.
I
That's what
draw the
rhymes.
line of colostomy bag.
I'm making the rhyme better. Or
Bag,
close.
bag.
Greg, are you having a seizure?
What?
No, I just don't want
Glag,
to
glag,
because
glag, 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 glag.
Matt,
the
who,
word is apparently now
Matt, who
a
can
little
get to sound?
controversial.
Who can get to Greg the fastest? Because obviously there's a problem. We need to resolve it.
Someone called 912 for Greg.
A glag bag is what they give you on the airplane. So you
Oh,
glag
my
into the
goodness.
bag if you get nauseous.
Is he still
But,
talking?
Yes,
What?
he is.
Okay, just
He's
checking.
still going.
Good.
You have to see Tim's cabaret
Wait,
show.
wait, here's Soho. Hold on.
Oh, uh-oh. Why were you calling him again? Oh, because Greg's coming out
Because
to town.
Hey, Johnny.
Eileen's getting a lineup.
I got a minute. I can call
Hey,
you
call
later.
Leland's Explorer.
Well, here, say hello. Say hello to Soho.
Hey,
Hey,
Soho.
Soho.
It's the law offices of
Soho.
Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker.
Remember your favorite podcast you ever did?
For me? Am I defended again?
We talked
No,
about
they
we talked about your hats.
And he's still quiet.
No, they weren't talking about your hat. You know what we were talking about.
Well, I was.
I was not. I
That
was
was
not
I.
talking about.
I was talking about the hat.
You've been cruised, Soho Johnny. You've been cruised, my friend. Eileen knows.
They're telling you that you've been cruised by Icavelli. You know, cruised. You know that.
I know, yeah, I know. I've been cruised by Ike and my, what are you guys talking about my hats? You're trying to compare me to Odd Job?
No, listen, Soho, you know I've always liked you, but Eileen just told me about what you're packing, and now I think I love you.
I think you might be dating now.
Soho Avelli.
I'm going to talk about Suez Canal. Suez Station,
I told you guys. You don't believe me. I told you.
Oh my God. I'm in a cab as we speak.
Well, was a trivia question, and I'm challenging someone to know. Not you, Eileen, because I think you know.
I do.
Who was Odd Job?
It's from
James
007.
Bond.
I
Right.
do share counsels here. You should know.
James Bond, the guy with the hat. You throw it.
Yeah, he had the hat. He threw it.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's the Japanese guy that had that hat that used to kill people.
Right. Killer hat.
Good job. Well, this is Odd Soho here.
Yeah, well, this is an odd conversation in general, is what is going
Was there a
on.
lot of odd jobs going on at the bunkhouse, Eileen, when you used to run it?
Is it what?
Were there a lot of odd jobs going
What is
on
the
at the bunkhouse at your bar? Your gay
Oh
bar?
yeah, totally.
Very odd
Totally.
jobs.
I think
Odd
they're
jobs,
close.
glory holes, big dicks.
Oh
everything.
gosh. So glad I joined tonight.
Everything you could ask for in a bar.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't know those were the things that you asked for in a bar. I thought you went in for like booze.
So Johnny, they all want to be invited to your Christmas party.
I'll be in New York, Johnny, in Christmas time.
What dates?
I'll probably be there the week, like a few days before Christmas, and then a few days after, like a 1 week, 7 days. And
Give us advance warning.
And we'll do the party then.
oh my God.
I do have a nice, good Christmas party, and I'd love to have you there. I'd like to know what date we come, and we'll try to synchronize our clocks.
Well,
I'm gonna
hell,
be
I might get a ticket
Clocks, he
myself
said
if there's a
clocks.
I'm
party.
going to be Ike's +1.
You can't break his heart again, though, Greg. That would be unkind.
My heart will never get broken as it was this year, so that's okay.
That would be unkind. Don't
All
be
right,
unkind.
Johnny, I'll let you go, but everyone wanted to say hello to you, and everyone wanted to make sure that
And
I'm
for-
not lying about your
For
dick.
those of you listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube, there's an earlier episode with Soho Johnny, who we were talking with. Feel free to scroll back in the episodes prior to this one if you want to see what he looks like and you want to see
Johnny,
how
I
bad
still
And
his
you wanna
sound
prove-
quality was.
I still need photographic evidence, Johnny. I'm not going to take your word for it. Let's get on that. Fax me something.
Fax him. Yeah, send a fax.
The old back
Everybody,
pick.
I am off to the races and heading to my private jet. To nowhere.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, Johnny.
Yeah,
Bye,
make a
Soho.
mimeo of your itinerary while you're at it.
Bye.
Is he on GeoCity? Southside Johnny?
What's that? Yeah.
Who else
Yeah.
do you want me to call?
Yeah, he
You
has
want
a
me to call
GeoCities
everyone
website
that-
is what he's got.
Yeah, I'm
You
going to
want me
look
to
him
call
up.
everyone that has a big dick?
Billy
Yes.
Hunt.
I wasn't asking you to make those calls, Eileen. I just want to make that clear.
Eileen,
that-
you should call up Adamant right now so I can fanboy over him.
All right, hold on.
His music was so huge to me.
Oh,
as a
wait a
teenager.
minute. It's like
It's England.
Before-
Yeah.
It's, yeah,
Don't make her
way late.
blow her connections on silly requests, Greg.
It's really late in
Okay.
England right now.
I didn't even
Like,
think she'd have his.
it is.
Oh. You
It's
still have
like
his number,
4 in the
though.
morning in
Yeah, I was
England.
gonna say 3:00 in the morning or something.
Yeah, late there.
She'll have to give John Robb a call and have him call him. And
Yeah, was that
John Robb is huge. Huge.
we never got that far in our conversation with John Robb.
I don't think I care about him. You know who I care about, Eileen? Oh no, I forgot his name. Oh, he's the really
John Robb's a good-looking guy. He's
musician.
huge.
I think that Ike is
Ho, ho,
really
ho.
attracted to Leland Sklar, is what I think.
Well, I do like Leland, but no, I
Let
like
me tell you something. Excuse me.
oh Robin.
Huge. Huge.
Oh God, he plays in the band. He's black. You always
Black
have him
rocker?
in the band.
He's like a metal guy. Is that true?
He was married to Cynthia Bailey at one point.
Leon.
Leon.
Yeah.
Oh, Leon, you want me to try him?
No, but
Oh,
I would love to get him on the show sometime if that's
Man, is he the
possible.
heavy metal
I can
guy?
get him on the show.
No, he's not. He's an actor. His name's Leon. He's an actor. He was like in
He's an
the
actor.
movie
He's
about
a-
the Temptations.
Matt
He's been in
Model.
lots of
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
He's
He's-
huge.
Okay.
He's
Huge
handsome.
and fun, and he's a client too.
Do you know
Yes,
anything about him, Eileen, that you might want to share with us before you call
He's
him?
huge.
Well, he was married to a supermodel. We know that at least.
I
think
know, but
Yeah.
we're
Eileen doesn't have a
divorced.
client unless they're huge. That's the first thing she does. Like, you want to be?
Well, that's the
you want me to
thing.
represent you?
It's like she's only going to represent guys with big packages.
Yes.
So if you work for
No,
UPS,
I don't
you're
do it on
in.
purpose. I'm just lucky.
Welcome to another episode of
He's a handsome
Name That
man.
Package.
It's called
I know.
Find the Dick with Eileen Shapiro.
I gotta say, this is the kind of podcast I would love to find where people are just telling you whose dicks are the biggest. I mean, this is great.
Cutting edge.
So I am thinking of doing. I think I'm gonna have a thing where it's a game show, but it's Name That Dick instead of Name That Tune, and
What?
and they're all your
The
exes.
photo?
That just
Huh?
reminds me of the game Brendan was playing on the trip back and forth from Idaho, which was Spot the Lesbian.
Oh. No, this is different. This would be like soft porn, and
Okay.
it would be where they have to stick their dicks through a glory hole, right? And you're blindfolded, but they're all your exes. And you,
I could
and-
do that. Let me be first. I would win.
Oh, really? See, I would.
Yeah.
It would be all of my exes, and then they would stick a white man in there, and then I'd be like, "Oh, what's this?" You know,
What can I do with this?
Where did this
Yeah.
otter come from?
right?
Hey,
So
Look at
do
his
you,
cute little tongue.
have you mostly just dated black men? Are you saying? In your
Yes.
life?
Only.
Now, was it because I found out from the DNA test I'm 2% African? Is that why maybe there's an attraction? there?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you're 0% milk, Greg.
you're
Yes.
stupid.
I'm stupid.
Apparently that too.
Ike, why do me, you, and Billy love black men? I didn't know we all love.
Yeah,
them.
we did that when we were doing that cab
Did
ride.
you?
Remember, we were
Yeah.
talking about that. Remember?
Well, the fact is,
Yeah.
Greg and I do too. So, I mean, Brendan and I do. I mean, not Greg. I don't know what Greg
You love
thinks.
black men?
What?
Yeah, we miss them here in Oregon. We don't see that many of them.
No, it's very white
Absence
up
makes
here.
that hard to
Very,
And you're
very
asking me
white.
to come out there to perform?
Well, not for dates, but
You'd be sad, Ike. There's no black guys for you here. There's like
Oh,
eight.
wow.
There's a
No,
I'll
you have
find.
to-
I'll
I'm
find.
lear- I'm learning. I think you have to come to my neighborhood. You have to come to North Portland.
All right. Why
Well,
did you use your tongue when you said that?
Ah.
Hey, Brendan, if you're going to talk about where he needs to come to, could you do it in this as Gilbert Gottfried?
I don't want to be that loud. I don't want to scare my new roommates.
It's not that late. It's only 6:30. They're not sleeping.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'll work on it. I have to work up to it. I don't know. You caught me in a moment, and I sounded like an old Jewish guy. I don't know how that happened.
Because you're between an Italian and a Jew right now.
An honor.
Come on, do it. Do Gilbert Gottfried. Please.
That's pretty good.
Did that sound like Gilbert Gottfried? I don't know.
No, you didn't sound like him, Greg.
I listen to his podcast all the time, actually. It's one of my favorite podcasts. He's a great podcast out there. Well,
So what are you trying to say about it, Greg?
It's great.
Did you like it?
It was good.
Is one you listen to?
I really enjoyed it.
That's good to hear, Greg.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
He talks about shit like what we're doing today. Like he'll he'll tell you about how like Marlon Brando used to butt fuck Richard Pryor. He tells you all the background stuff that nobody knows
like
about.
early or later years.
What?
In the 70s, apparently they used to love to get coked up and hang out and have anal sex.
Who?
And they weren't that gay otherwise. They fucked a lot of women. But they for some reason, they had some kind of anal connection.
Who did this, Greg?
Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor used to love to just get fucked up on coke and fuck each other up the ass.
Hey, that's what got Natalie Wood off the boat.
What?
That was funny, Ike.
Richard Pryor?
No, Chris Walken and Robert Wagner.
They fucked her up the ass?
No, they fucked each other up the ass and it probably knocked her off the boat.
Get out of here.
We have so many revelations on this podcast.
You're welcome.
News you won't get anywhere else.
I'll look it up. Christopher Walken and Robert Wagner. Yeah, the Love Boat for sure.
Where would I look that up, Ike?
Google it.
On analantics.com.
Tell them Ike sent you.
Analantics.org,
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh, .gov.
.gov, right.
See, Robert Wagner, he was handsome. Christopher Walken, he freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think many people.
I think he's
walking.
an attractive guy.
Guy?
When he dances, he's very attractive. I think
He's a good
women who are
dancer,
attracted
true.
to Christopher Walken probably have bad daddy issues or something wrong with them.
Now,
Everyone-
see, Robert Wagner,
everyone has daddy
Robert
issues.
Downey Jr. That would be hot to me.
Robert Wagner and Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, like a son daddy kind of thing.
No, I'm going to say no to that.
Or Morton Downey Jr. and Robert Downey
Morton
Jr.
Downey Jr. Now we're talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's definitely a daddy issue thing. Where like any woman attracted to Morton Downey Jr. is like, oh, my dad used to always berate me and yell at me, and that's what I'm seeking out now.
And then he moved the trailer to another state. Then
Yeah.
I never saw him again.
So Eileen, what are you working on now? What's your next book?
So I'm working on a book called Waiting for Billy because I want to interview Billy Idol. See.
Oh, your other like teenage do maker,
That's
moisten.
great.
Yeah, now you got it.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
Well, Brendan has a Billy Idol story.
I do.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah, you were telling me about your Billy Idol. That was like the first concert you went to or something?
Well, no, it was I had gotten front row seats to his concert, and I was 14 or something, and it was the first time because girls were taking off their shirts and flashing Billy Idol, and I was like, oh my, I'm glad I came to this concert.
So
Billy
that's so
Idol.
weird.
So if you do get to interview Billy Idol, tell him thank you for me. I mean, it was an important moment in my preteen.
Isn't it so weird we gotta
preteen.
step back from history and be like, we grew up at a time when seeing a boobie was this revelation. It was like seeing a fucking burning bush on the mountain.
Well,
Like,
you
what is
had
this?
to. Think about it. We had those channels that were always scrambled, and we were trying to see girls.
And I watched them, and I still watch them, hoping to catch a little glimpse of, oh, that looks like a nipple, I think. Or maybe it's a pepperoni slice. I don't know. But it was,
Either way.
it's so weird how kids grow up today. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine what I would have been. I would have masturbated myself to death by the time I was 15,
God.
I think.
Wow.
You just ripped it right off.
Yeah, and I
Broke
bled
it.
to death.
Like, make Greg stand up.
Not gonna do it. Nobody wants it. It's not a pretty sight.
Well, Eileen's cougering you right now, Greg. That's what's happening.
Just give
I really let
us
myself go.
just give us one. Just give us one pepperoni. Just one.
All right,
That's
I'll
all.
move back to
No,
the
that's all
gallery
good.
view so that it's more available. Because otherwise, you'd have to talk to be seen.
I'm not gonna do it, guys. Sorry. It's really atrocious.
Oh, stop it.
You actually got on a stage this past weekend and put a blue wig on.
I know, but I had a shirt on.
And you wore a horrible pair of shorts as well the entire weekend.
Let's not talk about those shorts, please.
They were gym
I don't wanna-
shorts.
I don't want to
They're
talk about it.
comfortable.
All right, Greg, you owe me one.
I will in New York.
You'll
This
let her
way,
you'll let her
got it.
cruise you?
You'll see it all,
Eileen,
Yeah.
we're doing this.
And
Yeah, we're doing this, Eileen.
I'll give
Yeah,
you
we're
guys a
doing it.
They'll just be
private
sitting
show.
there like just looking. Going,
Yeah.
No.
All right,
I
go
think
back.
you're gonna be like,
Go
Craig,
back to
go back to
Oregon,
Oregon.
Greg, is what they'll be saying.
Right.
Matt exactly knew what they would think, just like me. But I will
right,
give
I
you a
love you
VIP
guys, but-
lap
I
dance.
love you guys, but I actually have to work.
You have like important things to do, Eileen. Well, I want to thank anybody who's like made it this long on the podcast. Welcome, Eileen Shapiro. We could have had an actual conversation about her career, but we went a completely different direction. So, but we do. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Eileen. You've added so much to our podcast with the people that you've brought our way.
Yes. Thank
You've made us drive to Idaho for no really good reason. So that
There's
was cool.
Good reasons.
You know, the thing is that Ike and I have a couple of things in common, which were interesting. We're both 56 years old. Our mothers are both 79 years old. And our mothers did recently move in with us, too. So it was like this weird symbiosis that happened. So like now Ike will be like my friend forever, I think, mainly because
Yeah, I love that we had this connection over the weekend that, you know, it wasn't just on a podcast. It was actually in person, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I think that made it funny. And it just, part of it is just because I actually really appreciate Eileen, too. So I wanted to show her support for having supported us for so long. Because she's like written articles about us and has promoted us in many different places without us even asking, you know. So we love that.
You're going to get a good article out of this.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see what comes out of this one.
Oh, God.
By the way, Ike, the
can't wait to
Uber
write
Lube
it.
was appreciated in my household, just so you know.
See? Good for you. You used it on your hair, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
right, the
see.
mustache. Right here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That
thank
must
you
have been
again,
after I
Eileen.
left.
Bye, guys.
It
Bye,
was,
Ike.
it was
I love
after you
you.
left. Thank you,
Bye,
Eileen. Thank you very much.
For coming on.
Bye.
Well, we'll keep talking to Ike since we're here. Let's like kind of
All right, go
we
for
can
it.
like
Go for
meld into
Bye,
the whole
sweetie. Love you,
Idaho
Eileen.
trip because we
Love
have a
you,
lot of
Ike.
footage. Thank you, Eileen, so much.
Bye, Eileen.
Never come back. Anyway,
What?
it's called an aside, Greg, but it was.
Brenda's not an otter anymore.
I love that woman so much. She's just incredible.
She
I wanna
is
meet her.
one of the more forward women I think I've ever had a conversation with.
That's why I love her.
She made Wendy Shapiro seem like a nun.
Wendy,
Who's Wendy
who's what you mean, Wendy Kaplan?
Sorry, Wendy Kaplan.
I was like, Wendy
Wendy
Shapiro.
Her sister.
Who's-
Wendy?
Right.
Your consultation with the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker has ended. You may pay your retainer at www.qsblaw.org. Please exit to the right of the water cooler and grab a candy from the front desk. We hope to see you again soon, but you need to leave now. I said leave. Why don't they ever listen? Get out! Get out!